All right, first and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world inwardly calls Christ. It's your brother Chief Priest Alazar Baloya, aka the Guerrilla Hebrew.
This is Hassan.
And man, all praise to the Most High. We happy to be here. I know it's technically Tuesday now, except for on the West Coast. But this will count for the Monday class. It will not count for the Tuesday class. We'll still be doing class tomorrow. Most High willing, tomorrow we'll be having a special treat for y'all. We'll be doing a live stream. Will it be like an interview / lesson with the Akim from HOI, who of course been going viral on every major mainstream media platform, on social media, everywhere. The Akim is going viral. Brother Chief Ephraim, Brother Kwamloya Kodash, Brother Yatazakak. I'm not sure the other brothers' names who are there, but you know, we're going to get these brothers on Most High on tomorrow. We're going to talk about it. We're going to interview them, ask them some questions. And, of course, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, go into some scriptures, man. So it should be powerful tomorrow, and that's all leading into this upcoming summit. All right. Programming alert, of course. We will not. Who was that?
Brother
Joshua Israel. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Wat the water, brother, for the support, man. We really appreciate it. And I want to keep reiterating this, man. You know, a lot of Akim and as well as sisters, man, have been very generous with the donations, man, and we appreciate it because this is in part how this ministry, is growing and going to the places that it's going to. You know what I'm saying? The way that we are able to travel to these various cities and do more work and things of that nature. It's all. These donations, that's where they go to. I don't drive around in a Rolls Royce. I don't know if y'all know this or not. You know what I'm saying? But we're not like the church. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're taking this money and we're putting it into the work, into furthering the gospel through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So we greatly appreciate it, man. I want to make sure that we just reiterate our continual thanks to our supporters as well as unto the Most High. B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So but yeah, we're going to be bringing the brothers on. But program alert, Wednesday, there will be no situation room this upcoming Wednesday. No situation room. Instead, we'll be doing, we'll have a premiere. We'll have a premiere, right? Yeah. We got a premiere scheduled, which is Stephen Anderson follower. What is it? Stephen Anderson follower gets embarrassed by Hebrew Israelites. It's the finale of this the series with the quote-unquote Mexican Christian brother who we found out is actually an avid Stephen Anderson with a racist white supremacist pastor, major follower in him. So we that'll be the finale. And of course he masks white supremacy and he does have blacks and Latinos in his congregation. But yeah, so the Most High is getting ready to, expose him a little further. That'll be the finale of that. So that'll be coming a premiere Wednesday, 8 o'clock Central, so 9 o'clock Eastern. And then look for us. We should be going live from the Unity Camp on Friday. So look for that. Brother asked when we'll come back to Detroit. I was just thinking about potential Detroit plans. So stay tuned. As of right now, Brother Go24, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, the water. Right now, so y'all can understand before we get into class, so y'all can understand what we have coming up here as far as events. Let me get the other image here. Let me hide this one. Okay, boom. Let me get the other image briefly because we do have another immediate trip the following weekend after the summit. The summit is of course coming up this Thursday and it'll go to this Sunday in Atlanta, Georgia. We also have another one though. Another trip here coming up. Where is? Hold on. Let me find the flyer. Hold on. Salakia. Where is that? Here it is. All right. So here we go. Hold on. Oh, it's big as hell. Salakia. Okay, so this flyer, this is for Super Bowl weekend in Atlanta. We'll be there, Most High willing. And yeah, we'll be like, it'll all be downtown Atlanta, February 1st to the 3rd. We'll be out there for the 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd on the streets through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, if it be His will, preaching His word in and around downtown Atlanta, predominantly in close proximity to the actual Mercedes-Benz Stadium. All right, so that'll be going on in Atlanta that following weekend, and I'll also be in New York the weekend after this. Yeah, the weekend of the 9th. That Saturday the 9th, I should be with HOI in New York in Times Square on Saturday night. So look for that as well, y'all. And then after that, in March, we have South by Southwest. We should be going to in Austin, Texas. Most High will. We'll be at South by Southwest. And then what's after that? And then the weekend after that is the weekend before Passover. So we'll be all around Southern California, San Diego, and LA. Look for us there the weekend before. So the weekend of the 16th, 17th, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Look for us around that time as well. So those are the trips we have locked in set in stone for the next 2 months. But going into the true year, the true new year, look for some announcements on some locations for sure. And us making some moves to the Spirit. So yeah, I'm looking to come back to Detroit. Also looking to hear when the next summit, the 13th summit, where that's going to be. So we can make these announcements so y'all can get prepared for us. And Most High willing, we'll be seeing a lot of y'all soon. So yeah, I want to get. What do you think about the rap news? About Raptor news? Is he good or not? He only believes in God. I don't know who that is. I'm not familiar with the brother, so I can't. But if we believe in God, so I would assume that you mean he's non-messianic, which would be a gripe. Certainly, but I'm not familiar with the brother. No, Balaam, son of Beor, was certainly not an Israelite, Brigham Jr. But yeah, so again, y'all, this Thursday the 24th to Sunday the 27th is going down in Atlanta, Georgia, the 12th MASHARAH YASHARAHLA Hebrew Summit through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We got the meet and greet going on January 24th at 5 o'clock at 503 Piedmont Ave Northeast. Then on Friday, we got the Unity Camp at 5 Points starting at 5. On Saturday, we got the Sabbath Service and Summit starting at noon at 879 Ralph David Abernathy, Road at noon. And then on Sunday, January 27th, we got the Family Cookout at Star Park, and that'll start at 1 p.m. And I believe that's in Forest Park, Georgia. So y'all if y'all can make it, please make it, man. We would love to see y'all there through the Spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Okay, so we are not going to do our usual. Well, this is Monday, so Monday we'll get to a usual format of Monday. Not this next Monday because we'll still be traveling, but the Monday after that we'll get back into a regular flow with Monday. We're kind of just going to go into a lesson through the Spirit on this whole thing of everything going viral. The brothers from HOI going viral and the symbolism of it. We're going to go deeper into it when we get them brothers on Most High willing tomorrow. But in the meantime, I want to get into something years ago when I was first coming into truth. This is probably in between 2008, maybe between 2008. It had to be in between 2008 and 2010. No later than that. Great Millstone had put out a video. Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Tahar, as y'all know him. And he made a statement. And the statement he made was the revolution will be televised. I know we've heard this age-old saying that the revolution will not be televised. I know that's a very familiar saying within our community. But guess what? Elder Apostle Tahar said this again 10 years ago. And he's right. The revolution will be televised. And we're seeing it being televised through brothers going viral through every major media outlet. We're talking about these brothers was on CNN. That's a huge thing. We have to understand that they have been working painstakingly to try to suppress this truth. They have not carried this truth and showcased the truth. And even though they showcase it in a very negative light and tried to demonize us and tried to blame us brothers in the truth for the racism and racial insensitivity of the so-called white teenagers, which is a testament against their parents, against the school that they go to, against the country that they live in. Though they try to demonize brothers for that, right? Yet and still, they still put us on Front Street, on CNN, which is huge. I'm talking about viral, Black Israelites trending. You know what I'm saying? So all that's interesting. So, but it's all proof that the revolution will be televised. It ain't just going to be televised. It's going to be Instagram. It's going to be Twitter. It's going to be Facebook. It's going to be Snapchat. It's going to be every damn thing. Because the Most High is magnifying and amplifying this thing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's so clear, right? So let's start. Give me Revelation 1 and 7 real quick. Let's start there. Let's go to Revelations 1 and 7.
This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds."
He cometh with clouds. Behold, he cometh with clouds. We know it.
It says, "And every eye shall see him."
Every eye shall see him. And say, every eye shall see him, right? Who is this him? It's talking about Yahushua, who the world calls Christ. That's the him that every eye shall see. Why do I bring this up? That's a good question. 1 Corinthians 12 and 27. So we can understand why I'm bringing up that it says every eye shall see Yahushua, right?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 27. Now ye are the body of Christ.
Ye are the body of Christ. We're the body of Christ. So if every eye shall see Yahushua, every eye is going to see us because we make up the body of Yahushua. What you have to understand is the things that are said about Hamashiach Yahushua, our King, the anointed Savior that Yahweh has chosen as the vessel to deliver us out of this captivity, the one that he set on that cross, we are pinned to him as his followers. The collective of us is pinned to him. So all things that are applicable to him damn near are applicable to us as a collective. So if all eyes are going to see his coming, all eyes are going to see our coming. And this is a clear indication of that all eyes are beginning to see us. They're seeing us on the street corners. They can't stand us. They're seeing us on the YouTube. Now they're seeing us on the TV. They're seeing us on social media. They can't get away from us. Right? Precept?
Just proving that basically we're one with Yahushua. This is John 17 and 21. I'm sorry, verse 20. "Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me." So we're one body with Yahushua. So like the brother was going into, everything that he went through damn near is applicable to us. That's like, for example, I believe it's the Gospel of Luke quotes Hosea 11 and 1, which says, "I've called my son out of Egypt," and applies that to Yahushua, which is of course applicable to the nation of Israel as a whole.
That's right. So it's all pinned together. That's what has to be understood. We're all pinned together. Get Matthew 20 and 19.
Okay.
We can't go nowhere without each other, man.
Okay.
Right? So read.
This is Matthew chapter 20, verse 19. It says, and shall deliver him to the Gentiles.
Shall what?
Deliver him to the Gentiles.
Yahushua was delivered to the Gentiles. Read.
To mock and to scourge and to crucify him. And the third day he shall rise again.
You see that? So it said he would be delivered to the Gentiles to be mocked, scourged, and crucified. Then the third day he shall rise again. Well, we've been delivered since then. We've been delivered to the Gentiles and been mocked, scorned, and crucified as a people, right? So Hosea 6 and 2.
Yep.
All that's happened to us as a people. He rose on the third day as an individual. So us as the nation, we're going to rise on the third day as well, right? But a national third day is taking it and zooming out a little bit. So a third day to a human being, that's 24 hours. But the third day to a nation of people, that's a longer period of time. That's 3,000 or pretty much over 2,000 years. A full 3 days would be 3,000 years, right? But a third day would begin after the conclusion of 2,000 years. And coincidentally enough, he was crucified approximately 2,000 years ago. So read that.
It's Hosea 6 and 2. "After 2 days will he revive us."
Read.
In the third day,
which started around the year 2000, in the third day, read.
He will raise us up.
He will raise us up. So in the time when Yahushua is raised up on the third day as an individual, we're getting raised up on the third day on a national level, which is after 2,000 years. See that? So us and him, we're paired together. We're pinned together. That which is true of him is true of us collectively. Not us individually, but us collectively, because we are his body and members in particular. You see what I'm saying? It's a very clear theme throughout the Bible. So I say all that to say, read Revelation 1:7 again.
This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
Every eye shall see him. So every eye is going to see us. Every eye is going to see us doing this work. Every eye is going to see us waking up. Every eye is going to see us rising up. Every eye is going to see us get delivered, man. All right? Just like every eye is going to see Hamashiach Yahushua, how triumphantly he's going to return to this earth to conquer it and subdue it in the name of his Father and to implement his kingdom in the kingdom of Israel. The same way everyone's going to see that, everyone's going to see blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans wake up, teach and preach this word, and keep the law, statute, commandments, and discontinue from the ways of this world. Everybody's going to see it because it's prophetic, man. All right? So now, get Matthew 27 and 52. Read 52 to 53.
This is Matthew chapter 27. 27 verse 52. It says, and the graves were opened.
And the what?
The graves were opened.
The graves. What is a grave? A place where somebody is dead. And the graves were open. Read.
And many bodies of the saints which slept arose.
And so there were dead people, and they rose from the dead. Read.
It says, verse 53, and it came out of the graves.
And came out of their graves. Read.
After his resurrection.
After what?
His resurrection.
After the third day when he resurrected, many Israelites that were dead and buried in graves rose from the dead, like Thriller, all right, like a zombie. But they rose from the dead. The Most High gave them their spirit back, and they rose from the dead. That was symbolic of something. But it happened with his resurrection, showing that the resurrection of the saints and the righteous men of Israel is pinned to the resurrection of Hamashiach Yahushua, right? So read.
It says, and went into the holy city.
And went into what?
The holy city.
Went into the holy city, Israel, or Jerusalem, right? Read.
And appeared unto many.
And appeared unto many. So they appeared there for a witness of a sign. What is the sign? Of the spiritual nature of Israel rising out of their graves. That's what the sign was, right? Yeah, Ezekiel 37 and 13.
It's Ezekiel 37 and 13. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
Right, Salaki, read it again.
It's Ezekiel 37 and 13. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
So the Most High is going to bring us up out of our graves. Now that is a reference to our spiritual graves in the place where we are spiritually dead. Not literally, but the literal rising of those people upon the literal resurrection of Yahushua was an indication on a foreshadowing of this greater spiritual and metaphysical symbolism there, right? This is what we have to understand. Things happen in the Bible literally, physically, but it also has a connotation that has a greater metaphysical meaning, right? So sometimes people will isolate the metaphysical meaning or just the physical, literal meaning and just think it's limited to that, but it's really not. They go together and they work cohesively to show that this literally happens. Yahushua is crucified, died, buried, rose the third day to symbolize what we went through to collectively as a nation over the course of these last couple thousand years and how we're going to rise. So this is what has to be understood. So this is just going to show how we're pinned to Yahushua and all the metaphysical symbolism behind the things that directly apply to him, including all eyes seeing him. So now, give me Revelations 11 and 11.
I got a precept too, just to prove.
Just hit Revelation 11 and 11, and then you get your precept.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
Shalakia. So after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life went into us. That's dealing with, in 1969, brothers started to wake up to the truth. All right, the real truth, not Christianized Israelites, not Judaism Israelites. The real truth of the Bible, the whole Bible in totality. Go ahead.
Khan. It says, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
That's right, and it's making them fearful, and that's clearly shown with the way that the mainstream media is handling the situation with those brothers. It was 4 guys, right? 4 guys. So it was 4 guys, 5 brothers, so like it was 5 brothers total that made a crowd of, they're demonizing them for a crowd of 200 people that came against them. It was 200 damn people that came against these brothers. And they're the monsters in this situation. 200 people, 200 white kids that looked a Native American elder in the eye and mocked the song that he was singing. Mocked it. You see what I'm saying? This is insane. But we're the bad guys, right? Because they're afraid. That, seeing those brothers, and it was just that small group of brothers, which is how much more powerful it is. Didn't take a 160-man camp. 5 brothers. Matter of fact, give me that. You know what I need.
One shot chase 1,000.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it in the spirit. And that's just now, man. We in captivity. We still are striving for perfection in the spirit. And look at the spiritual power that the Most High is already bestowing on us. Imagine when he turn it all the way up, man. When that light gets brighter in us, man. Imagine how powerful we're going to be then.
That's right.
Imagine how afraid these people are going to be then. And all we doing is reading the Bible, telling the truth about history, right? So read that.
This is Deuteronomy 32:30. How should one chase 1,000 and 2 put 10,000 to flight?
That's right. See that? So those few brothers could put that all them devils to flight, and that was clear. That was point blank, period, clear, man. All right. They matter of fact, read that again in 11.
Revelation 11:11. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
Yeah, the Spirit of life has been entered into us, and now we're waking up and we're rising up out of our graves in the Spirit. Read.
It says, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
That's right. Everyone who sees us, when these devils see us, great fear is innately plaguing their minds, man. It's plaguing their mind. They could act like they could sit here and talk about us and demonize us, and people, it's hilarious. So I saw somebody just came on the comment board and said, where do these guys get their information from? There's just no way there's black Jews. Somebody said that, literally. Here's the interesting thing. Go ask rabbinical Judaism if there's black Jews.
Right.
They'll tell you that. They may not tell you that we're the Jews, but they will tell you, and the average Jew will tell you that the original Jew was black. That Abraham was black, that Moses was black. Somehow they got white over the course of time.
Went up into Europe or something.
Yeah, they went into Europe and they mixed with the Europeans. But they will tell you that an Abraham and a Moses were black people. Anybody who follows rabbinical Judaism can tell you that. Period. So you people are out of your damn minds, but they're afraid.
That's right.
The fear is we're pumping the Kool-Aid in their veins when they see us not with guns on the streets, not trying to kill them, but standing on the streets and teaching the Bible. They gave us a First Amendment right allegedly. Then we exercise it and they demonize us for the exercise of an amendment that's supposed to be inalienable unto us. You see that? This is how powerful it is. The Most High God put them in a trick bag, has used all of their own resources against them, their internet, YouTube, their amendment rights, right? And we are using it to our advantage to bring this kingdom down spiritually.
That's right.
Point officer.
I got to bring this up. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1 through 2.
There you go.
Going into the fear that they have. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness.
That's right. The righteous man going to stand in great boldness. And we, so-called blacks and Latinos, who's coming into this word, who's keeping these laws, statutes, commandments in the faith, we're the righteous men that are standing in great boldness on these street corners week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
That's right.
Read.
Before the face of such as have afflicted him.
Right in the face of him that afflicted, man. Those, you got to understand, man. People don't get that there were 200 teenage punk little white boys that had the nerve and took a look at them black and Hispanic and Native Indian men and looked at us like we was absolute filth.
Right.
That brother, that Native American elder stood in that devil's face and simply played his drum and sang his song. And let me explain something to you. That devil, if you took a look at how much hatred that devil was looking at him with, how much of a joke he thought it was that this Gadite would sit in his face and sing a song and play a drum on a land that he stole from him. He thought it was a damn joke. And that Gadite elder, he said it straight. He said it was nothing but pure hatred in that little devil's eyes. Your mainstream media can try to defend and protect that little devil all they want and say he was just a kid and he wasn't trying to be antagonistic towards anybody. But that Gadite elder, man, because Gadites be in the spirit.
Yeah, they know that. They know the devil.
They know the devil. So he said a number straight hatred that was just beaming off of that little devil, right? But go ahead.
And I just don't understand. Like, everybody brings up the thing about, oh, they're just kids, right? And how they're not hateful.
Nigga 17.
First of all, they're 17. Right, number one. Number two, I'm 20, right? So they're only 3 years separated from me.
That's right.
Listen, man. I knew these crackers were the devil 3 years ago, and these devils knew they were the devil 3 years ago. It don't matter how young they are; they're still the devil.
And they from Kentucky, number one.
Oh yeah.
Let's be honest here. They from a liberal state, all right. And they all had on MAGA hats, man.
Come on, bro.
The MAGA wearing that MAGA hat is an automatic FU.
Right.
It's an automatic FU to the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. That's period. Go ahead.
And certain leftist media sources are saying that the MAGA hat is the new swastika.
Yeah, well, and that's true. It is the new swastika, man. It is the new just silence these Negroes and Latinos. That's what it means. But I'm gonna tell you something. All this rhetoric that your man Trump is talking about, you're gonna see he's getting ready to ease up off this rhetoric. He just wants this cash money, man. He wants this money for this war. Right? And let's see if the wall gets built. Let's see if they give him the money, if they gonna actually build a damn wall. And what's the wall being built for? He talking about all the people he was gonna deport can stay some extra years if he can get this damn money. Right? Showing you there's something more sinister going on behind the damn scenes, man. Point blank period. But any precepts you got, go ahead and bring out all.
It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
Bigham Jr. just made a great point. He said, they just kids, but they charge our babies as adults, so no excuse. Exactly.
That's right.
You have 15 and 16-year-old black and Hispanic men that get charged as adults. Yeah. They get life in prison. They get life sentences. All that. Right? We're trying them as adults. Well, I'm going to try every one of them devils as adults.
That's right.
Who are raised with the hatred that their parents implanted in their hearts and that they innately have, going all the way back to their forefather Esau, that envious bastard that he is.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, going right back to Revelation 11:11. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
See that? When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. What's going on is this. The white man is a parasite.
Right.
Parasites and organisms in general have certain survival tactics that they employ. And as they feel, hold what you got, Revelations 12. As they feel their power and their grip slipping, as they feel their reign and their unregulated ability to rape and pillage the earth, as they feel this coming to an abrupt stop through the rise of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, who are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. As they see this, they are naturally kicking in to their parasitic survival instincts. Fear is there, right? And if you take a look at a parasite or a rodent, when they are in fear, they attack. They have to attack, man, right? So read that.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens.
Rejoice, ye heavens, read.
And ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
Woe unto the inhabitants. We're the ones that live in the earth right now. Say, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, read.
And of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you.
The devil has come to us, read.
Having great wrath.
Having what?
Great wrath.
So right now the devil's having great wrath. Why?
Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
That's his fear.
That's right.
His wrath is becoming greater now because of how scared he is, because he knows his time is getting ready to run out.
That's right.
The clock is ticking. And when they see you on the streets, you're a constant reminder that the clock is ticking. When a Kendrick Lamar gets on a rap record, or a Kodak Black, or any artist that talks about this Hebrew Israelite information, it's a consistent reminder that time is almost up. So here comes this wrath. Here comes this demonization. Here comes the protection of themselves that they're going to continually do. This is all happening because they have this fear in their hearts that we're going to take over. It's inevitable. And they've been having it, man. They've been having it. So read.
It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
They're going to be amazed because at the end of the day, we're uneducated niggas, spics, and salmon slappers, man. prairie niggas, red niggas as they call our brothers, the tribe of Gad, man, right? We're monsters, we're beasts, we weren't civilized. We never contributed anything to the world. And it's going to be strange to them that we, the whole time, especially those of us that are on them street corners, are the people of God.
Khan. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Khan, it says, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they repenting and...
It say what?
And they repenting...
No, before that.
Khan, so far beyond all that they looked for.
It's out of their wildest imaginations.
Khan.
That Negroes and Latinos and natives, of all people... there's a comment. I want to find this comment.
It's a total reversal of the script.
Of the
plot
narrative,
twist, ultimate plot twist.
The narrative that they're pushing.
Khan.
What is? I'm gonna try to find this comment, man. This comment, it sums this up so masterfully. I'm trying to find it on the comment board, man. Just real quick, bear with me. I'm gonna try to find this on the comment board, man, because I made sure to approve it. I made sure to approve it, man, for a very specific purpose. So it would be there as a witness against you devils. Let's take a look. So like it. I'm trying to find this. Go ahead, bring the precept out.
Khan. It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. And that's what they say to our people. Do they not say that? They look at us, oh, these are the same niggas that we just had in slavery.
Yeah, here are the comments. I want to pull these up. Hold on. I want to pull these comments up for y'all real quick. Okay, hold on. Let me share this window. Let me share this window. Not the live dashboard. Is this it? Untitled. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So look. So y'all can see this, right? So look. It says look at this one. It's a couple of them. This brother said, Benjamin Israel says, so-called black Hebrew Israelites / real Jews will be the game changers. Get ready, Earth. We cannot be stopped. Then this dude says, you can't even use basic grammar and pronunciation. What makes you think you can even begin to peel the skin off rice pudding? Like, this is literally how they feel about us, right? Now watch this. King's Lynn. This is the one. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to love this comment. Right here. Here on this video, Hebrew Israelites versus the Red River Showdown. He said, God wouldn't choose his favorite people if they were the worst criminals in the world, children of Satan. This is what he's saying about us. That we're the children of Satan.
Really? Wow. Well, matter of fact, I got a perfect precept for that. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 20. I got all praise the Most High. Verse 24 to 25. This is great. What's that dude's name that left the comment?
What's this bitch ass nigga name? King's Lynn.
King's Lynn, if you're watching this. Matthew 10 and 24 to 25. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household?
That's right. That's damn right. So of course you're gonna talk about us like that, like a damn dog. And that's all right. We you gotta understand. We expected this because our Lord and our King Hamashiach Yahushua was sent with a message from his Father Yahweh. And in part when that message was to warn us of all the things that we would experience now. He said, give me John 15 real quick.
Okay.
And I just got done making this post on the Facebook. He told us that these people were going to talk about us bad, that they weren't going to accept us, that they were going to demonize us. He told us this because he said, first off, I came here and I went through it first. And if you're going to serve me, then damn it, you're going to go through all these various same things. Because I came to represent the Father, and this whole world is contrary to the Father. So when you come into this truth and you put on Hamashiach Yahushai, you're contrary to this world. This world is against you, man. You got to understand these things. You're going to be going, you're going to go to certain places, and certain people may gravitate towards you because they see you're different. But the average individual, they're going to be deterred from your aura, from the spirit that you have. They're not going to want to be around you and do certain things. Why? Because they know that your spirit is contrary to the evil darkness that's within them. Your light is shining, and the darkness that's within them is afraid, and it wards them off. You understand what I'm saying? So read that.
This is John chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it
hated you first. So the world hates us, but we don't marvel at that because they hated Yahushua first. Read.
If you were of the world, the world would love his own.
If we were of this world, we would get so much love from this world. But because we're not of this world, we're going to get a minimal amount of love from this world. Like that little bit of love that George Lopez showed to the brothers, who said he was honored that his information was utilized in the video to demonize them little white kids. He was honored that Chief Ephraim, the brother Amath Pagai of HOI, utilized the information that he propagated in order to demonize them damn devils. He was honored by that. But we see what CNN did. We see what Fox News did. We see what the Washington Post did. We see what the New York damn Times did. And every other major media outlet that caught this. Even local affiliates were picking this story up. I saw it on my Facebook news feed of a San Diego station that I follow. So the demonization was real. But there's a little bit of love that we'll see. Right? Because we're contrary to this world, and only other people that are contrary to this world are going to really be able to vibrate with us. You see? But read.
It says, but because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world.
We're not of the world. We're chosen out of the world. Right? Go ahead.
It says, therefore the world hateth you.
Therefore what?
The world hateth you.
The world hates us because Hamashiach Yahushua is calling us out of it. Being caught out of it, it causes the world to hate your damn guts. Because this world is under a spell under Satan and the damn white man. His main tool on this earth, the damn white man. Right? So read.
It says, verse 20, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord.
That's right. We're not greater than Yahushua, man. And the fact that that's true means we're going to go through the things that he went through. Go ahead.
It says, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you.
It's that simple. He was persecuted. He was demonized. All manner of lies and evil was said about him. So guess what? It's going to be said about us. It's that simple. Read.
It says, if they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
That's right. That's right. There's it on that.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. It says, but It says, but all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me.
That's right. Because they doing all these things, and they're against us for the name's sake of Hamashiach Yahushua, because they don't know the Most High. They don't know Yahweh. The same way that they were evil towards Hamashiach Yahushua, they didn't know Yahweh. They didn't know the Most High. The same way these people don't know the Most High. And you know they don't know the Most High because the first thing they come up and say to you is some of the stupidest stuff you ever heard in your whole damn life. So, go ahead. What was it?
Right back in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach.
That's right. They say all these angry black Hebrew Israelites. these 4 African American men. Number one, it was like one African American brother there. You had a brother from Panama, a brother from Puerto Rico, a brother from Haiti. You see what I'm saying? But they just blanket this. The main brother speaking is Puerto Rican, but they just blanket this. And again, part of that is divisive because they don't want the understanding of this being for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to be pushed out. They want to subdue that whole information. That's why they have so much disinformation going on now to try to stifle that, because that's their greatest fear, that blacks and Latinos come together. It's biblical prophecy that blacks and Latinos will come together. Even when we go to what is that, Zechariah 9:13, right? So with all that being understood, they want to combat that. So they just want to call everything black, 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 not realizing that there's also other people who don't identify as black because of the Eurocentric social constructs that they've been brainwashed under, right? To say, okay, you guys are Latino, even though there's black Latinos, but whatever. You guys are this, you guys are that, you guys are 3 different people. These guys come from Africa. You guys crossed the Bering Strait after you came from Mongolia. All these lies that are not consistent with history, that are not consistent with science, that are not consistent with any of that in truth. But they push these things out here as misinformation because they want to continually push the separation. It's the same way the media, the mainstream media, pushes out the ideology that there's some type of racial war between blacks and Mexicans in Southern California. They isolate instances where gangs have beefs with each other. 2 different gangs, not 2 different races, but the 2 different gangs may be from 2 different races, and they're beefing over dope, and they turn it into a race issue when it's really because somebody robbed somebody or somebody killed somebody. You see what I'm saying? So that's madness. It's utter and pure madness, but they continually are doing this because they are trying to separate the people who inevitably are and will become together and will always simultaneously be mentioned with each other. Always. There's nothing you can do about it. I see everybody working so hard against the tribes coming together, but I sit back and I laugh because as hard as I see you guys working, we're working just as hard, if not harder, to bring the tribes together, and we're watching the fruit of our works through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And this incident that the brothers went forth from HOI in DC was a prime example, right? But read on.
It says, we fools accounted his life madness.
Accounting his life. That's how they look at us. That's how CNN, this is how the CNN reporters are going to look at the salvation of the men that they demonized. They accounted their life madness. Read on.
And his end to be without honor.
We're just some stupid mad. People say, well, here's what killed me. Who's paying their bills while they're out doing this?
Right.
Wait a minute. There were hundreds of white people standing there. Who's paying their bills? Right? I can't have a few hours off of work, you piece of garbage. But this is the type of stuff they say about us. This is them accounting our life madness. They think because you go and preach the Bible once or a few times a week on the streets that you're just a homeless bum. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that goes right back to the verse and made no account of our labors. How the hell we're so lazy, but we built the very country that you're standing on right now.
That's right.
Well, who's paying for it? Well, who paid for this country to get built?
Who built DC?
Come on, man.
Where you standing, you devil?
It says, how is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints?
How is this the child of God? How is this the righteous and holy, the people that we read about in the Bible? That's how they're going to feel when they see the salvation of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. How are these niggas and spics and these prairie niggas? How is it that it's them that God chose this whole time? How is it? It's very simple, man. That's just the way the Most High God chose to be. He always is with the underdog. That's what you're going to come to find out, man. All right? That's what you're going to come to find out. In the spirit of the Most High, they want to talk about the Israelites were raising the racial tension. Well, you're right. Because all we do is read the Bible. And coming out with this Bible and the Holy Spirit is magnifying racial tension in this country. The spirit of division in this country. You know why? Because it's what God wants. It's to his purpose. Bet you didn't know that's who the world calls Christ was coming to bring. I bet you ain't know that. You know why? Because you don't read the Bible, man. Because you don't know God. All of y'all gonna find out the hard way that you have no idea who God is.
That's right.
So read.
This is Luke chapter 12, verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth?
That's what you think. Oh, that's not the love of Christ. Christ was a man of peace. Suppose ye that I have come to send peace on earth. Yahweh Shai asks a rhetorical question. Is it you? Do you think that I'm coming to bring peace? Read.
I tell you, nay.
No. If you think that Christ is coming to bring peace, Christ is saying out of his own mouth that you got the wrong idea. Benjamin Banneker, Bigham Jr. Read.
Khan. I says, I tell you, nay, but rather division.
He's coming to bring division. Racial divides. National divides. That's what Christ is coming to bring. Thus saith him out of his own mouth, this red letter. Okay? So when we are reading his words and we coming in the spirit that is sent in his name by the Father, then guess what? We're going to bring that out as well. And there's something even deeper to that whole instance, but we're going to wait until tomorrow when we got the brothers on Most High Will, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more in depth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because it's going to be important and powerful and impactful. Right? So y'all stay tuned for that, but go ahead.
I see. I think this is what I want. 1 Chronicles 14:11. So they came up to Baal Perazim, and David smote them there. Then David said, God hath broken it upon my enemies by mine hand, like the breaking forth of waters. Therefore they called the name of that place Baal Perazim.
Yeah, Baal Perazim meaning the Lord of divisions. Baal, Lord, Parazamium, divisions, division plural. So he's the Lord of divisions. He's coming to bring, he's sending his son to bring division, man. That's real. That's what's happening. So we know our people know this that are coming in this truth, but the rest of the world, you're getting ready to come into this understanding. And you're not going to come, you're not listening. So you're not going to come into this understanding through listening to the Bible as you should. You're going to come into this understanding by watching it unfold before your eyes, watching racial conflict rise, watching racially motivated attacks rise, and watching a race war break out on the soil of America.
Khan.
It's going to happen. It's inevitable. We're reaching a boiling point between people. Period. That's right. Arise, Israel, Issachar. Khan, Akir.
Khan.
Precepts.
I got a couple. This is just going back into division. This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 31 through 33. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations.
All people, all nations. They're going to be there, right?
And he shall separate them.
He shall what?
Separate them.
He is going to separate all nations. He's not going to bring everybody together and make it one nation and call everybody one thing and just love everybody. No, he's going to separate the nations. Read on.
And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
That's right. As a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
Okay, that's on that. And then just going into, there's going to be more racially motivated attacks, right? This is Micah chapter 5, verse 8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest.
That's right. What did the lion do among the beasts of the forest, man? He tear their ass up. So this prophecy, man. Go ahead.
As a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces.
That's right, man. And that's what's going to happen because the beasts are going to surround. You got to understand something. This race war is going to be started by white people. Black and Hispanics are not going to start this. Why? Because we're in too much of a docile mindset. So it's going to be you white people consistently attacking, and then black people and Hispanic people and Native American people are going to unify to protect ourselves. That's all we want to do is protect ourselves in a place from a people who are constantly threatening our lives and well-being, that have committed a genocide on us for the better part of a half a millennium. So it's going to come a time where Negroes and Latinos and North American Indians decide to protect themselves against the ever-present impending threat and doom and violence that the white race in America is consistently subjugating us to. Period. Right? So go ahead.
It says, hold on, that's it on that. Okay, let me kind of shift gears a little bit. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9. For I think that the Most High hath set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world.
That's it. That's why them brothers went through that, what they're going through now. And it's not even like they're going through something, but just being broadcast all over the place. They're being made a spectacle. And it was written in the Bible that we would be made a spectacle, that people would look at us all over the world. We have been made a spectacle. Read on.
A spectacle unto the world, and to angels and to men.
And the angels and the men. Everyone's seeing this. And they're wondering at the men of the Lord that do this work on these streets. Not you keyboard niggas.
That's right.
You keyboard cheerleading pom-pom niggas. Ain't nobody, you guys are irrelevant factors. I want you guys to understand that. You guys need to get out here and get on these streets. Because getting on these streets, that's the men who are making waves and making CNN and getting this word out. You're at the house, nigga.
Right.
Doing God knows what. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, and this is the Greek word for spectacle. Watch this. Theatron. That's where you get theater. It says a theater. Yes. It says a public show. A man who was exhibited to be gazed at and made sport of. And that's how do you do that? By, like the brother said, you have to actually go out there. How can you be made a public example, essentially, right? If you're not going out in the public. And that's just goes to show you this is all basically the Most High has a movie or a show, and he's the director, and we're just playing our part. All right, this is all a big show. We're made a spectacle unto the world. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 20. I'm gonna get that. It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall all see, and they shall all see together.
You see that? Read that again,
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together.
That's right. The book shall be opened before the firmament. This is dealing with the whole world is going to be able to see this Bible. You see what I'm saying? And the breakdowns of it.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. Which is going into the internet and how brothers are able to, go and watch and get woken up to the truth via the internet. A lot of brothers that come into the truth, there's a lot that came into the truth, via maybe by word of mouth, or they saw someone on the street corner. But a lot of us, and I can say me personally, I came to the truth through the internet. And this is a prophecy we're reading right here in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, foretelling us about the internet and how the books will be opened before the firmament. And what it proves that it says, and they shall see all together. You got brothers that's literally watching all kind of videos all throughout the planet Earth. Why? Because the books were opened before the firmament, before the world. All right. Let me get another scripture. This is Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee. I will undo all. So anybody, all those white boys, or as the brother said in the video, them dirty little crackers in DC. Most High,
incest babies.
Right. That's right. The Most High is getting ready to do away with them. The same way you laugh, and I'm gonna get a scripture on it. The same way that you laughed at us, the Most High God is gonna laugh at you. He's gonna mock you. Okay. It says, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
There you go. That's what's happening. Praise and fame is being had by us in the lands where we've been put to shame through the rape, robbery, murder, enslavement, disenfranchisement of our people. I got
a couple more. This is Luke chapter 6, because you see them white boys, man. They're proud as hell. Luke 6:25. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. So the time of you laughing is coming to an end very soon. It's going to come to a very abrupt end. It's going to come to a swift end that's going to be filled with pain, misery, and a very deep, dark cup to drink, which is filled with the Lord's judgment.
That's right.
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse... there's a lot I want to read, but I'll just get to the point. It says, I'm gonna start verse 31. Root 4 and 31. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served, which is America, and it's gonna prove it's America. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And notice it's saying that it's a she, right? And it's going to continue to substantiate that it's America. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, which is what America has done, and how did they do it? By looking at what those white boys were doing, rejoicing, mocking that brother when he was doing his song, mocking the prophets when we were prophesying. It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. So you're a proud American. Everything's just going good for you right now. But guess what? The Most High God is getting ready to send a thermonuclear missile with USSR written on it to eviscerate America. And anybody wearing a MAGA hat is going to get destroyed. Even if you're wearing a Hillary Clinton hat, you're going to get destroyed. All right? Making America great again is making America uninhabitable, except for the desert creatures. That's how America will be made great again, when it's destroyed. All right? It says, verse 35, verse 34, and then 35. It says, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude. Wasn't that great multitude coming against those brothers? 200-something people. But guess what? It's going to be 350 million so people of America. It says, I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For verse 35, how is her pride going to get turned into mourning? For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting. Fire shall come upon her from the everlasting. And watch this. This is talking about America right here. Long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time.
There you go. There we go. That's cold-blooded right there. That's letting you know what time it is. It's over, man. It's getting ready to be over for America. And why? Give me that in Revelation. Why God was so right for destroying America.
Yeah.
Man, that's one of my favorite scriptures in this whole Bible. America is going to be utterly wasted.
That's right.
And God is going to be righteous doing it. Why? Let's find out. Read.
This is Revelation chapter 16, verse 5. And I heard the angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and was and shall be.
That's right.
Because thou hast judged thus.
Because thou hast judged thus. Because you have wasted America. You're righteous. You're so great and awesome and just because you're going to destroy America. Read.
It says, for they have shed the blood of saints.
I mean, look at all the blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians that this place has murdered. You are the smartest and wisest and greatest being ever. Why? Because you destroyed this place for what it did to your people. That's why. Right? Because you made America great by laying America waste. Right? So read.
It says, for they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink.
That's right. You've given them blood to drink. God is going to kill you Americans, man.
That's right.
All them white boys that sat there and mocked the prophets and mocked that elder brother from the tribe of Gad, you are going to have blood to drink, you damn devil.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And if I may, I want to say, it says, for they are worthy. And no country is more worthy to be just wiped out than America.
Eviscerated.
And I also want to say this too for brothers. This is only a prelude for what's to come. So don't think of this as some strange thing.
Isolated incident.
Right. This is not. It's gonna get turned up a lot more. Brothers getting put on CNN, and brothers gonna be getting vilified, demonized, and it's gonna get a lot worse. So just look at this as a warning from the Most High, and buckle up, Buttercup, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride, buddy.
That's right. That's why in the spirit we've been going in all that stuff. Resistance, temptation coming, the concentration camps, the chip, which is the mark of the beast, all these things. We've been talking about it because that's what's on the horizon. And it not being in the incoming, but it not being easy. Like what Deacon Akai went into. We got to understand, man, it's getting ready to get bumpy, man. All right, and guess what? It's going to get worse before it gets better.
That's right.
I'm going to tell y'all that now. This government shutdown, who knows how long it's going on. They just gave everybody February food stamps. You know what that means? You know what they're telling you when they did that?
March.
We don't know if March is going to be there. We don't know if that money's going to be there.
Yeah.
Right? You got TSA workers. And let me tell you something. I've been traveling. I know in the last year I've been traveling a lot. You know, damn, in almost every airport I go to, TSA is at least 50%, if not majority, black and Hispanic. Guaranteed. And you know what that means? There's a whole lot of blacks and Hispanics that are working for free right now.
That's right.
That are going to work every day and not getting anything for it. You know, their call outs are about 10%. That's only 10%. That means 90% of these people are showing up and going to work. And a lot of them, especially in these major cities, Dallas, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, all right, San Diego, you understand what I'm saying? Chicago, DC, it's our people that's working in these damn airports, man. Orlando, it's our people that's working in these airports. And they going to work for free. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 26. Going right back to Revelation 18. He's going to give them blood to drink. Isaiah 49, 26. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they shall be drunken with their own blood, as with sweet wine. And all flesh shall know that I, Yahweh, am thy Savior.
That's right.
And that goes right back into the salvation of God appeared to all men.
That's right.
All flesh is going to know Yahweh when those that afflicted the Israelites get put to death.
That's right.
God loves everybody. He's going to put people to death for what they've done to the children of Israel.
That's right.
And all flesh shall know that I am Yahweh, thy Savior, and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob.
Okay. Now, they're not canceling flights Chi-Town made. If they are, it'll be due to weather. But they're telling you to show up early because security lines are longer because there's less TSA workers to process people. You know, yeah. They're getting to work on their own dime and they're not getting anything for it. So imagine this: you gotta put gas in your car, drive to work, you gotta eat lunch, you gotta do all that, but you're not getting paid. You see what I'm saying? How are you supposed to continually go to work without pay? That doesn't even make sense. So, you know, we're looking at a potential problem here. It's a serious problem, you know, so it is what it is. We just got to pay attention to the situation. All right, so like, go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 47, verse 6. It says, this is talking about Babylon. It says, I was wroth with my people. I was wroth with my people.
The water to the brother Derek Yehuda, always Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatat. The water for your continual, very gracious support, King. Salaki, go ahead and read that precept.
It's Isaiah chapter 47, verse. I'll just get to the point. Y'all can read the chapter yourself. Okay, there's a lot.
You gotta read the whole chapter, man.
Yeah. This is a great chapter concerning this topic, especially Isaiah 47 and 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and have given them into thine hands. Thou didst show them no mercy.
They gave us no mercy. They have no damn mercy, man. Read.
It says, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Right, upon old people. You got people that's old. The brother, go ahead, go into the testimony. Hold on one second. Go ahead, go into it.
And real quick too, there's certain brothers that may be able to understand that all the curses were fulfilled in Assyria or Babylon, but right here it says, upon the ancient thou hast heavily laid thy yoke. That goes in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. They have no mercy upon the ancient, and they'll put a yoke of iron upon us. This is mystery Babylon.
That's right.
This is what you read about in Revelation. It's the same Babylon.
That's right.
So they couldn't just happen in Babylon, ancient Babylon in Syria, because it's going to happen in mystery Babylon.
That's right.
It says, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Is that not America? America said they're never going to get taken down. You ask the average so-called American, they're going to say, if you tell them, according to the Bible, Russia and their eyes are going to take down America, they're going to say, you're a damn fool. America, we just had those two white boys come up to camp, those Irishmen. They said, no, America's the most powerful country ever. No one's gonna ever think this place could get taken down. But guess what? No one thought Rome could get taken down.
That's right.
No one thought the Greeks could get taken down. And what happened? They got took down because it was of the Most High's plan for them to get taken down. Okay, it says verse 8. I'm gonna read 8 and 9, and that's gonna be it on that. It says, "Therefore hear now this: Thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me." That's what America says. They say it's America, and then they're the #1 power on the planet Earth, and then there's Russia, but they're so far below. It's just America.
Yeah, like America's the alpha and omega in their own mind. That's that incompatibility.
It says, "I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children." That's what you think. No one's going to take down America. I'm not going to be a widow, and people are going to kill me. Right? Go ahead. Verse 9.
Hey, look, I've done it before. I've done it before too. I'm reading for myself, and I'm telling myself to go ahead. Go ahead, verse 9.
Verse 9. "But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments." Yeah, so what is that? In a moment, in one day, the thermonuclear destruction is going to obliterate the United Snakes of America.
That's right.
Okay, and you're going to have people like Donald Trump and stuff like that. They may escape it going into them bunkers. But guess what? You average so-called white people, you average Americans, you're going to get put to death. Okay, and any one of you that's so-called really not even lucky, okay, any of you guys that escape it, you're going to get rounded up, shackled up, and put in damn slavery. The same way our ancestors had to serve in slavery. And it's going to be a lot worse. You're going to work from can't see a damn thing sun up to can't see a damn thing sun down. And you're going to do it or you're going to die. Thus saith the Holy Bible. Okay, and this isn't our words. This isn't, we're just hateful bigots just teaching hate, we're just reading the Bible. Go tell Trump he's teaching hatred when he said that Mexicans are just a bunch of criminals. You're a goddamn criminal. The white man, nobody on the earth is a bigger criminal than the so-called white man. But that's why scriptures say that his pride has deceived him. And guess what? The pride goeth before what? Destruction. So, the pride of Esau is lifted up in his latter days especially. But that's just going to end up destroying them at their latter end. But that's, that's pretty much it on that. I'm not trying to drag this thing out unnecessarily.
Yeah, so with that, just the water again to everybody who sent their gracious donations, and we greatly appreciate it. With that, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and we say Shalom. Remember tomorrow we're gonna be interviewing brothers from HOI about this incident, Most High will, and then Thursday to Sunday we got the summit in Georgia, man. So come mess with us, man. Shalom.